Hey everyone, been a while. I've been busy. I've got something to show you. Little video first. Turn the volume down a little bit. Sorry, I couldn't resist. But watch this, and then I'll tell you a bit more about what's behind me. So that's Flexo. Yeah, that kind of covers the highlights, I suppose. But I thought I'd go over a few more of the details and try not to waffle on too much. So basically, to recap, Bender was designed. I actually look back. I don't take much video, but I tend to take pictures a lot, and I look back through the photo library, and I got the Heltec V3 on January the 1st. And then it was my birthday on the 18th of January. So I think on my birthday I sat down and I had a play with the Heltec for the first time, and I designed Bender in 3 days. So you know, it wasn't designed to leave my office, is the truth of it. You know, it just escaped, shall we say, and here we are. So Bender has a few limitations, if you like. Well, first off, it only supports the Heltec V3. I've added the T114, but beyond that, you can't really put any other board in it. Only uses the 18650 because that's what I had to hand at the time. The power switch is manually soldered in by me, and well, I outsourced it luckily as well. But that's a bit of a pain. There's no GPS support because there's no room in it for the GPS really. You can squeeze one in, but it's a bit of a push, and there's no way to mount it. And you probably don't see it, but it makes a lot of waste when you print it. I say a lot, it's not that much, but there's a lot of support needed in the printing process. So Flexo was basically what happens if I sit down and design something for, well, several months, shall we say, instead of several days. So it fixes those limitations. So it's going to support around 10 different Meshtastic compatible boards. I think at the moment at launch it's supporting the 2 racks, the Heltec V3, the T114, and the Raspberry Pi Pico with the WaveShare Lora HAT. I am going to be adding quite a cool one, the Heltec T190, just has a large colour screen. It's going to look quite smart. And the Heltec wireless tracker and the Heltec wireless stick. I've got to look at the LilyGo devices as well, because I think LilyGo do a few smaller boards that might be able to fit in it. So yeah, there's going to be more options. Other than that, it tries to expand on the power options. So instead of just the 18650, which it still can support, you can use a flat LiPo cell. And these are important because these have a little power management chip in, so they can't be overly discharged or overcharged. This one's made by EMB, 3700 milliamps, so it's pretty big. There's also a company called MakerHawk, I think, in America. They sell effectively exactly the same battery. So in the US, you can buy 2 different versions of this effectively. One of the most clever parts, I suppose, it's not really that complicated, but having this made wasn't the simplest process to go through, if you like. There's a tiny little switch mounted to a PCB with 2 power connectors, and this is custom made by PCBWay, and this means that there's no soldering to do. It means that it's easy to connect batteries. It means it's easy to connect boards, because I've had a lot of custom cables made that basically plug from this into the board. So there's one for the Heltec, and it'll be for the LilyGo devices, and then there's another cable for the racks. Then this one's good because it reverses the polarity for the racks because the racks don't use a standard polarity battery. This is a standard polarity battery. If you plug this into the rack, it would blow it up, get the old magic smoke. But this cable, when it comes out of here, reverses the polarity, so it's correct for the racks. Simplifies battery choices, basically. But this thing, I mean, the switch for Bender, I think worked out it was 2p per switch. It was just what I could get my hands on at the time. This switch is about 70p. So this complete board costs around £2, $2 to have made. So this is part of what dramatically increases the costs of making it. I think it costs 5 times more than Bender to make. I'm not going to charge 5 times more for it. You'll be happy to know. So yeah, what else? Let's see. So yes, as well as the switch, etc., and the batteries, you now have a mounting plate, which is on the wall. It actually doubles as a GoPro mount. So there are 2 little prongs that you push into the back, and that gives you the GoPro connection. So you can use any GoPro mount. This has been hanging around in my office for about 10 years. So it's a suction cup, so you can stick it to the dash of your car, the windscreen, etc. Of course, it's still PLA plus plastic, so you wouldn't want to leave it in your car for an extended period of time because it might go a little bit wobbly, shall we say. I am kind of toying and investigating an ASA printed version, which is has UV resistance and temperature resistance, but it's really nasty stuff to print. It gives off styrene fumes, which are pretty toxic and can make you depressed, which probably wouldn't be a good thing. But I'm looking at filtration, and that might come in future, possibly. Let's see what else. It prints with 80% less waste support material, so more environmentally friendly. All of the GPIO pins on the boards will be exposed, so that the mounting Bender used to block those pins, so you didn't have access to them if you wanted to tinker. With this, all of the pins will be exposed. You can add any kind of sensors, etc., that you like. You can in theory modify it. If you notice this back panel, it kind of screams, stick a solar panel on me. And if your device supports solar, like the rack or the T114, in theory, pop a little hole through the back, stick a panel on the back, solder it into the cable and plug it in, and bingo, you can add solar to it quite easily. I personally like using the larger panels and just plugging them into the USB. I've left my normal one at home, but yeah, that's basically it. Oh, I suppose other things, because it's larger, it suits the larger antennas better. So it can actually fit some of these really wide-based ones. So I think this is a Tagalas one. The one up there is a Tagalas, and that's a Tagalas. Still works well with the ones from PT Place that David makes here in the UK. They'll still be available as an option. But yeah, that's about it, I think. But yeah, I'll be adding more support for more boards going forwards. And that's about it, I suppose. But yeah, it'll be available on the website probably by the time you see this video. Haven't 100% set the price yet. Got to go and do the maths on that in a minute. But it won't be too much more than Bender. And shipping wise, I expect all orders will be fulfilled within a few weeks if you order at launch. And I generally at the moment ship within 1 or 2 days. So going forwards, it'll be pretty quick. But yeah, that's Flexo. Thanks very much. for watching, and thanks for all the support over the course of the last 7 months. Cheers. I'm going to press record. I did.